I'm Alvarado.
And I'm Madison Kasper. Welcome back, Sharks. On this episode of Mako TV, students got the chance to design shirts in solidarity for Sexual Assault Awareness Month with the Clothesline Project. The 14th Senior Art Exhibition, in collaboration with the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Reception, took place in the Cotilla Gallery, and we find out what's going on with NSU softball. The Undergraduate Student Government Association held its elections for the new office. Our reporter Bryce Johnson has the story.
The Undergraduate Student Government Association held a State of the Union to talk about all the updates from the year and announced this year's election results. Alana Andrews was named the 38th Administration President. She has found a home at USGA.
It has genuinely been such a warm feeling when I'm in USGA. The surroundings, the people around me have impacted my life in such a different way than a lot of other people have. They're a sense of family. They've helped me with applications or just advice when I need it, and I genuinely haven't found a sense of home, but USGA is my sense of home while being at Nova.
Making sure students' voices are heard is at the forefront of the new administration's goals.
I'm really passionate about math and numbers and that, and I wanted to make sure students knew the transparency of where their money is going to, where the funding is going to, and I feel like this is the right person to fill that position and make sure people's voices are heard.
One of the top issues newly elected Executive Vice President Harris Siddiqui plans to address is housing.
I think we want to solve housing. I think housing is a big complaint that students have every single year. We want to make sure that everyone's accommodated for. We can advocate for all our students here on campus, and we can make NSU a good place for everybody.
While the current president, Arun Jagalamudi, passes on his role, he has one piece of advice for the new administration.
My advice would be to just always remember to communicate well. I believe if you communicate well from the beginning and set your expectations, then the whole year will go well. I know USGA e-board is a different thing. It's a whole different ballgame from being a senator, but I have confidence in our President-elect Alana Andrews to do a good job. So.
The 38th administration will be sworn in on April 23rd at noon to 1 p.m. in the Carl DeSantis Building atrium. I am Bryce Johnson with Mako TV.
Up next, Title IX put together a clothesline project where students can design shirts in honor of Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Our reporter Jonathan Paul has the story.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month all around the country. One of the many ways the Title IX office at NSU brings awareness is through the Clothesline Project, that is a historical movement that has been going on since 1960.
It's a way of bringing awareness to sexual assault, and it's also a way for supporters to stand in solidarity with those who have experienced it. Basically, we're asking participants to design shirts. Some examples of designs are "no means no," what I'm wearing doesn't matter, things like that. Just standing in solidarity and also raising awareness to the issue.
The Title IX office strives to create a space for victims to feel comfortable coming forward.
This will give them strength to come forward if they need to, or if they need to seek support with the Title IX office or support with higher-ups. That gives them the opportunity to. Title IX is the program that promotes this, so I think having that awareness and being able to see that there is a program here on campus that will support you will provide comfort to the victims.
Students gathered outside Commons Courtyard standing in solidarity against sexual assault.
I'm a resident assistant here at Commons, so I learned about this through that job role. But me personally, I have a couple of friends that have gone through experiences in the same way. And it was very difficult for them to find help and find everything that they needed. So in any way that I could support them and just sexual assault awareness in all, then I would love to be a part of it.
There was all kinds of inspiration that went into the design of the shirts.
So I decided to put first here on your heart, it says, "I am not what happened to me." And then at the back, I put "I am," and then I put some words that I thought would be encouragement for people that have gone through this. And I put strong, independent, empowered, and loved.
To learn more about the Title IX office and the events this month at NSU, visit nova.edu/Title IX. I'm Jonathan Paul with Mako TV.
Pembroke Pines hosts a night food truck market at Pembroke Lakes Mall for guests to come together as a community. Our reporter Isabella Perez has the story.
Florida Fresh Market puts together the Pembroke Lake Night Food Truck event with live entertainment to bring the community together.
Well, events like this are very important, especially in today's world, the society, the politics, and how divided we are. I think these type of things with food and entertainment and music brings people together, and it makes you forget about the division that we have in this country.
Small businesses come together to gain exposure and to test their new products.
100%. This is definitely a great place to kind of test out new products, see what the market likes, adjust how you mix things, how you sell things. So it's like you get a smaller crowd, but it's still a good flow, and they become very loyal, and they keep coming back to you.
Florida Fresh Market provides food trucks, live entertainment, and local vendors to gather the community and expose those small businesses.
I think this event is really great because we are meeting with a new people, a new community, and it's really important for us to expand our network and expand our brand. So we are, first of all, enjoying with the community, and then after serving them our food.
Attendee talks about the bonding and joy received at the night market.
It's a lot of diversity out here, so it'll bring the community together and not have any kind of like conflicts or just anything. It's a really good environment.
Small business owner expressed what he looks forward in an event like this.
For me, to be happy, to be in their face, you got to see something in their face. The other thing, when I don't work for today, I work for tomorrow, after tomorrow, and even when I'm not here, people come back and find out what it was from the beginning. So that for us make us so happy. We got a lot of company return, so that for us means a lot. So that's a plus.
Pembroke Lake's night market happens every Thursdays from 4 to 9 p.m. I am Isabella Perez with Mako TV.
Joining me today is Graduate Assistant of Student Engagement, Ritchy Laguerre. Welcome, Ritchy.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you for being here. Tuesday is Student Life Achievement Awards, also known as STUIs. What can we expect?
Yeah, so Tuesday, April 15th, starting at 5, because we have the post reception will start at 5 o'clock, and then the actual show starts at 6. But students should expect a lot of elegance happening that night. Everyone's going to be dressed up. We have a lot of high individuals who work at the university who will be coming to the event. A lot of performances and giveaways. A lot of things you don't want to miss, yeah.
Wow, that sounds really nice. What else does student engagement have for the rest of the semester?
So in the Office of Campus Life and Student Engagement, we already started planning for next semester because we always want to be ahead, but we're closing out the year, so we know we have graduate finale coming up for all the graduates. So if it's just undergrad, graduates, graduate programs, undergraduates, they all have an opportunity to attend the graduate week. On top of that, we have Crunch Brunch that is happening on April 28th, which is basically an event where the students can come unwind from finals week. And the last thing we have, I'm pretty sure that's it. And then we basically transition to the next year. Yeah.
Wow. And where can students find like additional information or just look back on?
Yeah, they can find information on the website. They can find information on the social media. They can find information we do, especially myself. I distribute the phone boards around campus, around the different areas on campus, so they can find the information there as well.
Thank you for the updates, Ritchy.
Of course, anytime.
Students enrolled in the Packing for Mars class at NSU got a chance to experience what it's like to be an astronaut through virtual reality headsets. Our reporter, Jonathan Paul, was on the scene.
Virtual reality headsets were given to students enrolled in the Packing for Mars class at NSU, so they could see what it is like to be in the International Space Station. Professor Amanda Furiase took her class to try out the VR headsets and show how they can be used in education.
I believe that VR is best served in day-to-day life through education, through learning, through creating empathy, through creating an experience where people can understand what it's like to enter someone else's shoes.
Students got to experience what it is like to be an astronaut within virtual reality.
One of my favorite experiences was going inside the spaceship and seeing hands-on like what the astronauts experience as well, like the bathrooms, the beds, the bike, how they get exercise. It doesn't just only show you and like sample how they use it, but explains why.
Using a virtual reality device gives you an immersive experience. Adam Cohan, Director of Instructional Design and Media Production at NSU, showed the students how to use the VR headsets.
I think it creates an immersive experience for students to see the things that they are learning about in their textbooks and hearing about from faculty. It gives them an opportunity to feel what they're learning about.
Using VR gives students the opportunity to learn things that would otherwise be hard to show in a normal college class.
I think just like applying what you're learning instead of just reading and like seeing pictures, you can actually like
experience and like be in what you're learning. So I think that is like the most you can take away from it.
The Homos VR Space activity was held at the Parker Building from 11 to 12:20. I'm Jonathan Paul with Mako TV.
Next, for our health update, my co-anchor and General Manager Madison Kasper sits down with Dr. Artie Raja to discuss measles. Let's take a look.
Welcome to the health update. I'm Madison Kasper. With me is Dr. Artie Raja, Mako Media Science and Health Advisor. Welcome, Dr. Raja.
Thank you, Madison.
Our topic today is the recent measles outbreak in the U.S. What is measles?
Measles is actually a disease that is caused by a virus that spreads from one human being to another. And the issue with measles is it's a very contagious virus, as in it can spread very easily amongst human beings.
So we've been hearing that we're on track to have the most measles outbreaks since the last 6 years. Why is that?
So one of the reasons is we're traveling a lot more. So the number of cases of measles are going up all around the world. So that's one aspect. But the issue in the United States, one of the reasons why we're seeing a rise in the number of measles cases is because of the number of people who are vaccinated or can be vaccinated against measles. That number has been dropping. So we normally would like to have a 95% of the population vaccinated against the virus, but that number has dramatically dropped in the last few years, and it continues to decline. And therefore, as a result, since fewer people are actually protected against the virus, we're seeing a rise in the number of infections right now.
So what are the symptoms?
So the symptoms, unfortunately, like a lot of viral diseases, the symptoms start off with a fever, a high fever, a cold, a runny nose, a cough, the same standard symptoms you might get with any viral illness, but then it could spread beyond that. So the next stage after those symptoms will be some white spots inside the patient's mouth. And after that, the next stage would be rashes or red rashes all over the patient's body. And so that becomes the spread of symptoms, and in some cases, if it goes beyond that, it becomes a complication, and complications can be quite dramatic and bad and include things like blindness, really bad ear infections, and sometimes death.
You mentioned vaccines. So what are the vaccinations that are available?
There is one vaccine that is available against the measles. It's part of a group of vaccines, and they're called the MMR vaccines. And there are 2 doses of that vaccine that people usually get. Most of us get them. The first dose is given when you're between 12 and 15 months of age, and then you get a second dose when you're around 4 to 6 years of age. And the great thing about that vaccine is if you get both doses, there is 97% protection against coming down with measles. And even if you don't have both, if you have at least one of those vaccines, the first dose, it's 93% protective. So this vaccine has been around since the 1960s. So it's a vaccine that's been around for a long time and is very, very efficacious.
Any last thoughts?
The same thing, as I just said, getting the vaccine really protects you against the virus, and that's the best way to ensure you don't come down with the disease. And even if you do get the virus, then your symptoms won't be as dramatic, and you would be able to fight off the virus. And given that, especially that in young children, this virus can really cause problems such as blindness or hearing problems. It's something we'd want to protect children at a young age from, and in that case, vaccines are the best way to go.
Thank you, Dr. Raja.
Thank you, Madison.
This has been the Mako Media Health Update. I'm Madison Kasper. See you next time. Next for our sports segment is our sports anchor, Emily Potter. Welcome, Emily.
Here with me for the sports update is NSU women's basketball player Alana Ellis. Welcome, Alana.
Thank you for having me.
So we heard that women's basketball head coach Leanne Freeland-Curry accepted a position as head coach for FAU. How did she impact the NSU program?
Well, Coach Freeland, she had a crucial role for the NSU women's basketball success. She's been here for the past 13 years, and out of those 13 years, she's had a lot of success with the program and the teams and players that she's brought in. She is actually the most winningest coach in NSU women's basketball history, and alongside her were her assistant coaches, which were her former players, and former assistant coaches helped her, gain a lot of success with the teams that she brought in. She's now at FAU, and we're wishing her the best of luck, and we honestly can't wait to see what she does and how she turns that program around.
And what else is going on within NSU athletics?
So the men's basketball team has brought home a second national championship in the last 3 years. The NSU men's basketball team have had a lot of success over the past years, and they've done a great job. And they definitely are excited, I can see, because especially off of last year's loss, they had a huge upset in the national championship, and they were able to get that title back again. We have women's softball, and they have won a SSC series against the #1 team, Tampa. And they also are facing the #3 team in the conference, St. Leo Lions. And then also we have the NSU men's baseball team. They'll be facing the St. Leo Lions as well this weekend at home.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here, Alana. We always appreciate it.
Thank you.
The NSU softball team competes against St. Leo University tonight away at 6 p.m. Our reporter, Zolk, got the opportunity to speak with a few of the players to get an update on their season so far.
The NSU softball team is more than halfway through the season with the potential to make it back to the NCAA South Region Tournament, picking up where they left off last season. This year, the roster is full of transfer students and the team is committed to becoming one unit.
We're all kind of, like, no one's been at this program for longer than 2 years, so we're just still had to get used to things and used to playing together. We had a lot of newcomers, so on the field our team's chemistry is really well. I think we mesh together really well as a group. And off the field, we do things together off the field that also, I think, helps contribute that on the field as well.
For transfer student Brenna Lakowski, the biggest difference between this program and her last has been the coaching staff.
Coach Lemaire and the entire staff, they really want us to succeed as athletes. And I think they know what it takes for us to win, and they try to facilitate that with us. So they really push us past what we think our limits are, and they know that we can always do more.
As the team gets closer to the end of the season, sophomore player Brianna Matthews told us that the team is focused on one game at a time, knowing that with the support of their coaches, they can win.
We have been put in a position where we can win, and our coach has done a great job with our schedule and making it difficult. So we have a great record, and we're just pushing through each game as one game, taking one game at a time.
Tomorrow, the NSU softball team plays a doubleheader away against St. Leo University at 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. To watch, you can visit nsusharks.com. I'm Zolk with Mako TV.
So, this is your last show for Mako TV. So on behalf of Mako TV and myself, I want to say congratulations for graduating. And I just want you to know that you've been a key asset here at Mako TV. You've helped out in every way. You've also shaped our sports segment to what it is today, and for that we're so grateful. You're going to be so missed, and I don't know what we're going to do next semester, but just know that you're so loved, and we can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Thank you, Madison. I really appreciate that.
Department of Communication, Media, and the Arts is partnering with the Broward Center to help build sets for the upcoming production of Once Upon a One More Time Junior. Madison has the story.
Since 2018, the Broward Center of Performing Arts has had the MTI pilot program. This is when MTI takes full-length musicals and adapts them to junior versions. NSU Department of Communication, Media, and the Arts is collaborating with the Broward Center by participating in the pilot program.
I thought it was really a neat opportunity for students here at NSU to learn real-world skills in scenic design, in building sets, learning skills that maybe you won't build a set in your life, but you might use a hammer, you might use a saw, so they're real life skills. And if this is something that you want to do, this is making really good connections and giving you actual real world experiences, putting a set on a stage at the Broward Center.
The students in the technical theater class offered here at NSU got the opportunity to design this set. This opportunity gives the students a chance to learn beyond the classroom.
So students get to know me a lot, but working with partnerships allow us to bring professionals to Nova and have them work alongside and interact with professionals in the community to just better prepare them for the community that they're joining and in the professional world. So they can learn a lot from me, but they get other perspectives on how other companies are run and how other productions are run, and that is invaluable experience to anybody just to get more real-world experience.
Among those in the class are students that don't major in the arts, but still get to be a part of the experience.
Because I just feel like it's something fun to do, and I feel like, for me personally, I like to have a lot of different experiences that aren't necessarily related to my career, because I feel like it just makes you like a more well-rounded person, and so I just wanted to get that experience.
There are many elements that go into putting a show together.
Theater is not only just like the actors that are on stage, it's obviously like the sets and the sound and the music and like all the lights and everything. So it just feels like I'm only like building the sets, but it feels like it's something so much bigger, and I love the opportunity to just get to be a part of that.
Set design is like when you're just creating a whole bunch of ideas to make theater come alive. That's the best way I could definitely put it.
With 30 years of experience in the theater world, Darren Rosin finds that there's something special about working with the younger generation.
There's something about working with the youth as opposed to professionals, which is great. I've had experience with that as well. But a lot of them feel like they know it already, whereas working with kids and students who are absorbing everything you say, there's a real thrill to that. And when you see the light go on and they get it, it's as an educator, it's a great feeling.
The show Once Upon a One More Time Junior will be showing at the Broward Center from May 22nd to May 24th. For more information, visit browardcenter.org. I'm Madison Kasper with Mako TV.
Thank you, Madison. How was it reporting on this story?
It was really cool to get to see the students building the sets and working with professionals.
That's great to hear. Stay tuned to see the 14th Senior Art Exhibition Metamorphosis, launch party in collaboration with the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Reception.
Next, joining me for our art segment is Jocelyn Saccucci. Welcome, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Madison.
What's going on with arts here at NSU?
Starting tonight is the first showing of the Student Choreography Showcase, a collection of pieces performed and choreographed by NSU dancers. The event will take place at 7:30 p.m. in the Performance Theater today and tomorrow. On April 16th, NSU Dance and Music are hosting a collaborative performance in the Performance Theater. The event starts at noon. This year's Spring Music Concert is on April 25th. The concert features NSU's very own Mako Band and Bossa Nova Chorale. The event starts at 7:30 p.m. in the Miniachi Performing Arts Center. March 27th was the annual reception for the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Fund for the Arts, which was started in honor of the late Mark Duncan. The event was hosted along with the opening reception for the 14th Senior Showcase Art Exhibition. Our reporter Isabella Perez was on the scene.
On March 27th, DCMA hosted a big event in the Cotilla Gallery. It included the annual reception for the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Fund for the Arts and the opening of the 14th Senior Showcase Art Exhibition. Dr. Shanti Bruce kicked off the event by talking about Mark Duncan's legacy and encouraging the crowd to donate to the fund.
And I would encourage all of you to enjoy the art and also make a donation.
We spoke with Dr. Bill Adams to learn more about the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Fund.
What is the Endowment Fund?
The Mark Lindsay Duncan Legacy Endowment for the Arts, which is a very long name, is a fund established to honor Mark Duncan, who was a faculty member. He was the very first arts faculty member here at NSU, and he died, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, and so we've established a fund in his name and in his honor to make connections between the community and our students, faculty, and staff here at NSU.
The late Mark Duncan built up the arts program at NSU before his passing. His mother hopes he is remembered through the endowment fund.
I want him to remember him as someone who was full of life, that enjoyed life. He loved people no matter what station in life, no matter where they came from, what their choices were in life. And he felt that theater and music and the arts were what connected us all. And I think that that's what he would want to be remembered.
The theme of this year's senior showcase was Metamorphoses, highlighting how they've changed and grown through their 4 years at NSU.
Is the evolution. Some students, they come here without any arts background. I have students, they coming from different disciplines like biomedical fields, and finally they're making beautiful art pieces. You can see that beautiful transformation.
Senior Fidel Perez displayed his handcrafted ceramic pieces at the art exhibition.
For a while, I didn't have access to art, so I think being able to do art in itself is a gift. So to have people in this room just looking at my art and being able to buy it, it's like beyond my imagination.
DCMA hosted the 14th Senior Exhibition, showcasing the unique perspectives and skills of our NSU students, as well as a reception for the Mark Lindsay Duncan Endowment Fund. Interim Program Director of Art and Design, Dr. Mario D'Agostino, has gone to watch many of these young artists develop their craft.
For me, it's a culmination of 4 years here at NSU. These students do so much in the art and design program, and you see it all on display here. I mean, this event's so important to celebrate our seniors.
Samhita Doranella hopes this event will showcase the arts at NSU.
We do have a very prominent art department and a lot of students who are working hard in it. And so it's just an amazing opportunity for both the art students and us other students in general to just support the community.
Metamorphoses was held at the Cotilla Gallery. I am Isabella Perez with Mako TV.
Thank you, Isabella. Featured in the exhibition was Senior Fidel Perez. For our Sharks in the Arts segment, our reporter Carrie Corson got the chance to sit down with Fidel and talk about some of his work.
Welcome to Sharks in the Arts. I'm Carrie Corson. Our guest today is artist Fidel Perez. Thank you for being with us, Fidel.
Thank you for having me.
To get started, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? What is your class year and your major?
I'm a communication and sociology double major with an honors minor, and I'm a senior.
Interesting. So as a senior, did you have artwork featured in the 14th Senior Student Art Exhibition?
Yeah, so traditionally they don't allow non-art and design majors to participate in the Senior Art Gallery, but because I'm pursuing a master's in fine arts, Candy and Professor D'Agostino allowed me to participate.
So what was the theme of this exhibition?
The theme was transformation and metamorphosis. We use a lot of butterfly motifs to express that, but yeah, I'd say transformation was the main theme.
Interesting. And what type of artwork did you display in the showcase?
So I traditionally work with ceramics, so I exhibited a lot of pottery and ceramic masks, which was a focal point in my portfolio.
Interesting. And is that the only medium that you practice in, or are there other things that you experiment with?
I started with sketching and painting, but I'm not too good at that, so I just focused on ceramics, yeah.
So is there a particular person that has influenced you or is a mentor for you as an artist?
Yeah, for sure. So Pablo Alvarez, he's taught me most, if not all, the things that I know, and he's definitely been a driving force behind the arts for me.
Aw, that's wonderful to hear. Now, during your time at NSU, you were part of the Honor Student Advisory Board and the Honor Your Mental Health Initiative. Do you feel that the arts and mental health are some way connected?
Yeah, for sure. So I think that for me, they've always been like two different worlds, and I'm just now starting to connect them. But I think that art is a vessel for advocacy and to spread a message. Although I don't always want to rely on, you know, a advocate message to get my art across, because I don't want to make it like a gimmick. But I think that there is definitely space to influence people through art.
Well, what about, I hear that you were just recently accepted into Parsons School of Design.
Yes, so I didn't expect to get in just because it's a really competitive school, and I'm not an art major. I just like delved into the arts 2 years ago, and I really wanted to make this, I really wanted to like, let me articulate what I'm going to say properly.
Just speak from the heart.
I really wanted to be intentional about the way that I pursued it. I didn't just want it to be this other hobby that I did, because I know I was always creative and I didn't always have access to art classes or art resources. So I really wanted it to be something sacred for me, and the fact that I got into Parsons and they also gave me the Parsons Scholarship to pursue a degree there it made me feel like they didn't only see my art, but they understood like the message that I was spreading. So yeah, very exciting to get a master's this coming fall.
Oh, that is exciting. We are so proud of you, Fidel. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for coming here to speak with Mako TV. And the 14th Senior Student Art Exhibition is on display now in the Cotilla Gallery, which is located on the second floor of the Alvin Sherman Library. The show is free and runs until May 1st. For more information, visit nova.edu/arts. This has been Sharks in the Arts. I'm Carrie Corson. Until next time, carry on.
Thank you, Carrie. Over in the booth, we have DJ Romy to give us updates on Mako Radio.
What's going on, everyone? It's DJ Romy back here inside the Mako Radio booth to give you some radio updates. We still have our night shows and our lunchtime shows going on Monday through Fridays from 6 to 9 and from 12 to 1 on, of course, WKPX 88.5 FM Sunrise. And make sure you tune in to Off the Record. An episode just dropped today during lunchtime, and you can find more about it on @NSU_Mako Radio. And we have some big news. We're planning a decade shoot where we're going to be dressed up in different decades to just celebrate music in general as a whole. And we're going to have some night shows based off that genre of music, so 60s, 70s, 2010s, bunch more to come. Hope you guys stay tuned to that. Stay tuned to our Instagram @NSU_Mako Radio. Thank you guys, and back to you, Jocelyn.
Thank you, DJ Romy. That's all for this semester. DCMA will resume hosting more arts events in the fall.
Thank you for your updates, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Madison.
To end off our show, our reporter Olivia Nur asked our Sharks what their summer plans are. Let's take a look.
The end of the semester is approaching and summer is right around the corner. Today, we asked Sharks what their plans are for the summer. What are your plans for the summer?
For the summer, I usually work full-time, so 40 hours a week, and between all that, I like to see my friend from home. I haven't seen her in like 4 months, so we usually just go to the mall, go to the beach. But yeah, that's just basically it.
Probably like get a summer job, like lots of movie nights, lots of beach days, nothing too crazy, lots of family nights. Maybe a birthday trip. My birthday's during the summer, so hopefully like there's a birthday trip coming up, probably in Florida though, because I'm from Orlando.
Hanging out with friends and working. I need to get a lot of money for Mako next year.
Honestly, work more, and a little bit of crying because it's a lot of work, and then sleeping.
So this summer, I'm actually applying to medical school. I'm taking the MCAT this month, and then hopefully we'll be applying to medical school, and afterwards, hopefully take some trips. I want to go on a cruise with my friends in August, hopefully to the Bahamas, and then enjoy my senior year.
What are your plans for this upcoming summer?
Well, for the summer, I have some exciting plans, actually. As a music major, I'm really proud that I'm evolving in my career, and I have some trips for songwriting camps for some artists. So that's mainly my focus this summer.
That's a wrap on summer plans from our Sharks. I'm Olivia Nur with Mako TV.
I want to congratulate Mako Media Network. This weekend, Mako TV will be in Orlando for the Florida Association of Broadcast Journalists Press Forward Summit. We're finalists for 3 categories: Sportscaster, Feature Hard News, and TV Magazine. That is all for this episode of Mako TV. You can catch our solo release videos on our YouTube channel @Mako Television.
You can also follow us on Instagram @NSU_Mako TV.
So Mia, this is, today ends your 4-year journey at Mako TV. For 2 of those years, you've been our anchor. So on behalf of everyone, and myself included, I want to congratulate you and thank you. I genuinely don't know what I would have done the past couple years without you. And your dedication, your hard work to this team has been unmatched, and they're pretty big shoes to fill, honestly. So yeah, I just want you to know that you're going to be missed, you're loved, and we can't wait to see what you do. And also just know that you always have a home here at Mako TV.
Oh, thank you, Madison. Just give it up.